I was gonna do my intro, but my phone keeps falling, and I think that's a sign to not ham this up, not be cheesy. Um, this is something that I've been pondering a lot lately, because I've been in several controlling relationships. Um, and I've been trying to like pick them apart, identify like what made them different, what made them unique, what made them similar, etc., etc. Um, but not only in romantic relationships, I found that I also happen to fall under like controlling friendships and work relationships as well. Um, so how did I miss the signs that I was in a controlling relationship? Um, I fall for really charming guys. Um, yeah, the one that can like, talk their way out of what's the phrase? I don't know. They can talk their way out of a traffic ticket. They're very, very charming. Um, I find that I like to play up people. I like to identify what's really special about them, and I play that up about them because I try to always identify the good in people. Um, which as of lately that I've been seeing the ugly parts first, which I don't like that I've been doing that myself. Um, with my ex in particular, he didn't really like it when I hung out with my friends. I remember once I went out with some friends to Applebee's, and we would always hang around his friends. Like God, it was always a fucking third wheel with him and his friends, and I never complained about it. I was like, this is your pattern, this is your lifestyle. I'm just an addition to your life now. I'm not here to change you. But when my friends wanted to go out to Applebee's, I was like, I would like you to meet my friends. I would like you to know me, like this is a part of me. And he didn't want to go, and he got really upset that I went. And then I remember another time I went to go out with my friend, and then he showed up. It was always like attached at the hip. We could never be apart from each other. And I was like, it's okay for us to be apart from each other, like. And then when I wasn't around him, he'd be bored and lifeless. So yeah, isolating me from my friends and family. And I remember also at the time, like I stopped vlogging because he didn't like that I was vlogging. Um, which is a fault of mine. It's a fault of mine that whenever I'm dating someone, if I'm doing something that bothers them, I'm like, oh, that upsets you? That's fine. I'll change everything about me for you. Which I know is a bad thing. But aren't you supposed to like compromise relationships? If there's something that your partner doesn't like, aren't you supposed to change it? Um, which I guess I made it too easy for him to change me. Um, this is gonna sound so petty, but let me finish. It's gonna sound really, really petty, but let me finish. He would always make me breakfast, and then he'd be upset if I didn't eat it. He'd be like really offended if I didn't eat it, which I was like, all my life I don't eat breakfast. Even in like elementary school, like your parents would sign up for the free meal program, so you would automatically get free breakfast, but I would never eat at it. I never have an appetite in the mornings. And I would literally tell him that every day, I'm not going to eat this. You are wasting food. We are broke. But he would still do it because that was his kind gesture. That was his a sign that he was caring. But I'm like, why are you trying to force feed me? Um, make me go to the gym with him, which, like I said, I know it sounds really petty. It sounds really, really petty. I have no problem with working out, but I want to work out on my terms, which is why I hate, oh my God, I hate going to the friends with gyms. That's what I meant. I hate going to the gym with friends. Because it's like they're always trying to make you do their workout, but it's like, no, I have my routine that works for me. Please leave me alone. Do your thing. It's okay for you to do your thing. We just happen to be here together. So yeah, I don't like going to the gym with friends at all because it's annoying. I would like to do my own thing. Um, what other signs were there? When there were fights, it was always, no, that's not what I said. You're listening to me wrong. You're acting crazy. It's always you're acting crazy. It's always you're being irrational, but it's like, but you're not listening to me. It's like you've already rehearsed this fight in your head, and you already knew what to say to make me feel bad about myself. It's a lot of making me feel bad about myself. Um there's a lot of, you don't know what's good for you, but I do. So listen to me and then you'll succeed in life. Um and this is another problem that I have. There's a lot of I play up too much that people know more than I do. I play it up too much. I always play up that I'm the stupidest person in the room. And when they're wrong, or when they've misspoken, I don't correct them. You know, because like it's not my place. And I think that I mean, I personally think that it's rude. You know, but as a result, they always think that I'm stupid and I don't know what's right for me. So they, like I said, they always make decisions for me. And like I said, that's a fault of my own that I need to stop doing. Stop blaming yourself. Stop blaming yourself. Just talk. Just talk. Okay. Changing my wardrobe, changing how I wear my hair, how I do my makeup, because they didn't like what I did. Um, Changing what I ate, what foods I enjoyed. I would have to eat the foods that I liked and the drinks that I liked with when he wasn't there. Um, which, like I said, I didn't mind. Um, there's a lot of I find that no one really wants to get to know me, like on a really deep level, you know? Um, I'm just here for the sex, and then I'm on to the next one. There's really no in-depth conversations about me, and then like whenever I try to talk in depth about me, it's too much. Let's change the subject. Um, which is fine because like no one really wants to sign up for a soap opera. No one really wants to like listen to the music that I want to listen to, which is understandable because I enjoy musicals, I enjoy show tunes. I um like a lot of ballad songs, a lot of sad, slow songs, and it's like that's not very enjoyable, you know. No one really wants to listen to the podcast that I listen to, which is, you know what, is understandable, you know. Um, but I feel like there should be kind of some kind of compromise, you know. I listen to what you listen to all the time. Can we watch something that I want to watch too? No, because you don't like it. Okay, that's fine. I'll watch it when you're not around then. Um, there's a lot of questioning of reality that happens, where it's like they say something happens a certain way and you're like, that's not how I recall it, but if you remember it that way, you're always in the right state of mind and I'm not, so you're right. um there's that. um which is why I think vlogging has helped me a lot, because I'm like, oh no, you weren't mistaken, Ashley, that is how it happened, you were right. um I changed my routines, my morning routine, because it didn't match their routine. um my sleeping routine, and like I said, I don't mind adapting. I don't mind it. um what else? I thought I'm doing like body language with myself, studying body language. Gosh, we're already 10 minutes in. Jesus, I gotta go to work. um because like usually when you're reflecting on stuff, you're supposed to look down to the right, and why am I looking up to the right? um I'm looking at the solar panels, that's why. um when it comes to being in controlling friendships, I find that sometimes I have a hard time maintaining friendships because I don't want to agree with 1,000% everything that you say. I think that it's okay that we like different things. You know, I have this one friend who what is she like? Oh my god, now I sound like a bad friend. But like she and I, we listen to completely different podcasts, you know. But I like that though, because it's like every day is a unique conversation, you know. Rather than us listen to the same thing all the time, I think our conversations would be quite boring, you know. But I have those friends who try to lecture me, right? Who try to like who I had past tense, who try to lecture me, who try to make it seem like it's their job to teach me something, and it's like, but you're not my teacher. You know that, right? You're not my educator, you're not my professor. We are just friends. And if you're in this friendship thinking that you're gonna change me, no. No. It's not how this works. We're the same age. And at work, I understand that you need to control your employees to an extent, right? But it's like, at some point, it's like, don't talk to me like I'm a toddler. Oh my God, the other day, someone talked to me like I was a child. And I remember I stood there for a second. I was like, that's not okay the way you just spoke to me. Oh my God, the other day at work, my manager was like, I didn't get on you today, but you have to make sure that you have your hair pulled back when you're at work. And I was like, you fucking cunt. How about you get on your other employees who are standing around texting? How about that? Who have their hair tied back? You know, how about you get on your employees who are sitting down eating in the middle of the rush? How about you get on that? How about you get on your employees who are in the back right now smoking who knows fucking what? And they don't wash their hands when they come back inside and they're touching food. But my hair seems to be a fucking problem. Okay, you fucking cunt. You just want to control me. You just want to seem like you're in charge with your words. Have that. I was watching Ozark yesterday. They were talking to the blonde girl. Forgot her character name. But saying Ruth. And her cousin said to her, every person that you work with, you end up fighting. And I was like, fuck me. That's been me the past couple of years, the past several years. Every place of employment that I go to, I end up fighting. Because like I said, I understand that to an extent the employers have to control you. I understand that because they're trying to run a business, you know. But it shouldn't be so aggressive. It shouldn't be so manipulative. And it shouldn't be like you can't pick and choose your fucking favorites. You can't pick and choose. They're allowed to do that because such and such. They're allowed to do that because they're my friend. If you're a fucking manager, you come to work excited to see your friends, you shouldn't be working in this fucking business. Because at the end of the day, this is a fucking business. And you are not a strong leader. But like I said, I would like to stop fighting with my bosses. But it's just bothersome because it's like, you're really in charge? I'm still not very good at knowing when I'm being taken advantage of. And the past couple of years, as I get broker, and I see people getting more wealthy and more wealthy, and they're climbing platforms and ladders, whatever the fucking phrase is, and they're getting married and they're having babies, etc., etc. And I'm like, why am I still here? Because you allow it, Ashley. Why do people like to control people in relationships? You'll see a lot of like clickbaity things like they're narcissists or all those other trendy words that people share. But I think that you need to have some kind of control in life, right? You need control of your car. God, you need control of your car, right? And if you feel as if you've had no control over anything in your life, like me, present tense right now, I have no control over anything in my life. I don't even have control of my body right now. I'll talk about that later. But When you find an individual who you can take advantage of and they're not fighting back with you, you're like, yeah, I can do this. I can do this. And it kind of feels good, you know? It kind of feels good when you can control someone, because it's kind of like they're your child, you know? Like as you're raising a child, you're kind of programming them in order to be a good member of society. So you're programming this partner to be, why am I smiling? You're programming your partner to be a good member of your family, of your friend group, and then you bring them out in person and you're like, speak. Doesn't she sound so intelligent? And watch this. I can tell her, shut up. It's just like your child. When you show off their report card on your Facebook profile, you're like, look at what a good parent I am. It kind of clicks, it kind of makes sense. Because like you feel proud. You feel like a proud husband. You feel like a proud wife. Because I've groomed you so well to be perfect in my and in other people's image as well. Oh my God, I remember once we went out to eat with his baby mama's house, whatever. And like he came up to me afterwards and he's like, I'm so proud of you. You did so well. Like I put on a show or something. I was like, okay. I didn't think anything of it. I was going to say that it's kind of easy being in a controlling relationship because you don't have to think for yourself. You don't have to make any decisions for yourself. They're doing everything for you. But that doesn't really sound like a relationship. That doesn't really sound like freedom. It sounds suffocating. It is suffocating. You lose who you are. You forget that. I actually liked walking in the mornings. I actually hate walking at night. I don't like long walks on the beach at fucking night. You do. I didn't. You forget that you don't like Corona. I don't like Corona bottle and the disease either. The beer or the disease. I don't like Corona. You did, but I just drink it because you liked it. I remember once in high school, my cousin, why can't I fucking talk? Because I'm tired. I need to eat. Um, my cousin yelled at me. She said, stop acting dumb. And I'll never forget that. Other than the fact that was her first time yelling at me, and it was in front of a group of our classmates. I think that sometimes you don't want to leave your relationship because, one, dating fucking sucks. You don't want to have to go back on the dating market again. Two, you don't like giving up on people because you wouldn't want someone to give up on you. In this fake age where we're all professing that I'm growing and I'm learning so much about myself and I'm loving myself and I'm getting better every day, you like to think that people are being real when they say that, but they're really not. Some people are never going to change because they're stuck in their ways. It's okay to give up on people, and you don't have to feel guilty. You don't have to feel guilty for karma grabbing them and shaking them. Maybe they will change. Maybe I should just be more patient with them. You know who thinks that way? Children. Children think that way. They think that way about their caregivers. Maybe they will change. Because children are naively and beautifully optimistic. But after a certain age marker, that person's not going to change. Because whoever their influences are in their life have told them that you are fine the way that you are. And like I've said 1,000 times before, that's the worst thing that you can say to someone, especially if they are not. You are not fine the way that you are, but you can get better. But you have to stop lying to yourself. Mainly talking to myself here. How do you get out of a controlling relationship? I think it's one of the easiest, very loose words, times to get out of relationships now, because you can always block someone. I was gonna say moving might be a bit tedious depending on where you live, but that's always an option. Restraining orders if necessary. God, hopefully, knock on wood, you don't need a restraining order. They're gonna take it hard, but don't worry, they'll find someone else to control, and they'll probably be younger and more naive, and that's sad. But look at our influences. Look at. I remember, and I still do look at stories of older couples saying, "Oh, he was so stubborn," or the husband being like, "Oh gosh, she was such a hard one to tie down, but I tied her down." And I always imagined I would have that kind of story when I was older. But our stories are going to be different. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Okay, but like I was saying, look at our idols. Look at who we look up to for love advice. Look at these ideal relationships that we idolize. That's it. That's it. Bye.